Who Would Win of the Week this week is Gravedigger, the most famous monster truck of all time, versus the DeLorean of Back to the Future fame.
So, to preface this, the reason that the Gravedigger comes up from Andrew's brain has nothing to do with the fact that we're in a moving vehicle and everything to do with the fact that we drove past one of the most historic monuments in U.S. history, and that is the Gravedigger's Dungeon. What was it called?
Gravedigger's Dungeon.
He has his own little mini store / theme park / monster truck place.
He's got a compound.
He's got a compound.
We passed the Gravedigger compound, and it was
it looks just like
awesome.
Waco.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's Gravedigger themed.
Loosely based on Waco.
Yeah. But so the DeLorean obviously is from a defense perspective at a huge deficiency because as anybody who knows anything about the DeLorean knows, the large knock, are we okay? The large knock on the DeLorean is that it's literally made out of like tin. Uh-oh.
No, you're good.
It's just like if you like touch a guardrail, your DeLorean's just folding into millions of pieces. But with the what's it called? The Back to the Future DeLorean, obviously it's a time machine. And it can go pretty fast. It can go at least 88 miles an hour.
Minimum.
So I think that's going to be its strong suit, right? The Gravedigger doesn't have a ton of speed. It's pretty agile, though, for how big it is because it can kind of just roll over on its back. Like, here's the thing. It's going to be impossible, in my opinion, for the DeLorean to defeat the Gravedigger. This is more so just like how many rounds can the DeLorean last to get a bigger payday? Like, can the DeLorean stand in there for 12 rounds and just drive in circles without getting crushed by the Gravedigger? That's how I see it.
I do think that the DeLorean has a better chance against the Gravedigger than your average vehicle because of the way the doors are. You know, the way that the gull doors. I'm saying they could really flip the Gravedigger around. If the DeLorean goes on its back, it can get up just the same way.
But that's Andy. That's the problem. Because that's the problem with the DeLorean is that it's so fragile. Like if you kick it hard enough, it will break. So it has to not get touched. Because and the situation, I understand what you're saying. If it were to get flipped on its back, but it's so low to the ground, it probably wouldn't get flipped on its back anyway. It would just be getting crushed because it could probably fit. It definitely can fit under the Gravedigger from a width like sideways. You know what I mean? Like it could drive in between it. But if the Gravedigger tires even were to come in any sort of contact with the DeLorean, I mean it's a potato pancake.
But if the DeLorean
slap some butter, some salt, some pepper on that puppy. Call us Polish.
If the DeLorean goes under the Gravedigger and gets the right angle and shoot, gets its doors out at the right time, Gravedigger's up in the air. Could be good. It could be good for the DeLorean.
No, because the DeLorean doors, if you were in the DeLorean and flipped the door up at the Gravedigger, the door would just break off.
I mean, maybe there's an angle though. You don't know the physics. You don't understand physics.
I do. It's like how monsters usually have like one weak point. Like it could be like their eye or like their underside of their belly or whatever. You're saying the Grave. No, I do agree with you that the Achilles heel of the Gravedigger is probably its underbelly, but
the soft underbelly of the
Gravedigger. But I just don't think the DeLorean has any chance to cause any damage to it. How would it cause damage?
Well, I think it maybe could cause damage. The problem is the Gravedigger can take a beating.
Yeah, whereas causing damage, if the DeLorean's going to cause damage, it's going to be there's going to be more self-damage than it is causing damage.
Sure. It's going to have, even to get one lick in, it's going to have to take a lot of punishment.
Yeah, much more punishment than it would actually be dishing out. It's like a headbutt.
Yeah. Nobody wins in a headbutt.
No, nobody wins in a headbutt.
Paul Blart put some respect on my man's name.
Yes.
Shout out to the armed services.
I mean, so just right off the bat, I have to take the Gravedigger.
Yeah, I mean, I do think one rev from the Gravedigger shatters all the windows in the DeLorean right off the bat.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think it's more a question of how long can the DeLorean withstand in terms of like, can it escape from the grasp of the Gravedigger? But as we know, I mean, the Gravedigger is legend.
Oh yeah, it's legend, it's lore, it's all that wrapped into one. It's a mythical beast of the Cryptozoic age. It's a modern Cryptozoid.
I don't even know what that means. Vote on that on Friday on Instagram. That's a clean sweep for the Gravedigger versus the DeLorean.
Yeah, I was never going to root against a Gravedigger. You just
No, you
go
can't. Yeah,
against
no,
just
I
about
agree.
anyone.
I agree.
Gravedigger versus
Apollo 11. Honorable mention.
wow, honorable mention. That's a good one.
It's still taking. Wait, did Apollo 11 make it? Which one? Apollo 13?
Apollo 13 had the problem.
Yeah, it's Gravedigger versus Apollo 13.
It'd crush it. Gary Sinise wouldn't know what hit him.
Oh, yeah.
Lieutenant Dan, that'd be his second roll with no legs. You know what I'm saying? Gravedigger, take him right out. Wouldn't be the first time.